This podcast is for entertainment purposes only and does not constitute professional advice. The views, thoughts, and opinions expressed are the speaker's own and do not represent the views, thoughts, and opinions of their affiliated organizations.
Welcome back to Ready to Connect. I'm Ryan.
I'm Heather.
And I'm Lisa.
And today we have the opportunity to talk about states on the West Coast. And we're going to hear about some paranormal stories, hauntings, maybe some ladies in white, purple, who knows? I don't know. We will see. But before we get into that, who wants to share first? Anything exciting that happened in the past week?
I don't mind going first.
Sure.
I had a wonderful weekend. Saturday, I spent with a nice group of ladies. Was running a soul collage workshop, full day workshop.
Nice.
And the theme was peace and hope, or messages of peace and hope. And it was really wonderful to be, again, in community with people doing something healing through art. And I do feel that everybody that attended got something valuable from that, and it was just wonderful. And to be able to, and then just this past Monday, did another class again. Touching peace was a theme, using soul collage as the art medium to heal. And it was just amazing opportunity for people who need that kind of healing to do it through the art form of soul collage. And I do this through the Art for Healing program of Hartford Hospital, the Integrative Medicine Department of Hartford Hospital. And the Art for Healing program is going to be having a gallery night on May 15th. And maybe that's something I can share in our social media for people to come take a look at some of the art that was created by participants in the Art for Healing program. It was just an amazing weekend or Saturday to spent with doing that, facilitating that opportunity for those ladies. And then Sunday, I had my book club meeting with my book club ladies, and it was a lot of fun. And we chose a really good book to read next. We're going to be reading Lady Tremaine, which is a retelling of the story of Cinderella, but from the evil stepmother's point of view.
Oh, wow. That's
cool.
Interesting.
So it's a retelling, and I'm really excited to be reading that. So that was my weekend, and it was really enjoyable. Great weather. Yeah. So that's what I have to share. It was really fun.
Nice. Heather, what about you?
I had a wonderful weekend as the weather is warming up and getting that itch to get back on the kayaks. I can't wait. But had a really wonderful, heartwarming experience on Sunday. My daughter and I went to see my father, and he made a pot of sauce, which he makes his sauce a lot like my grandmother did, obviously. And so we were in the kitchen making garlic bread, making meatballs, he had the sauce ready, doing the pasta up. And we went and sat in the living room. And this isn't the first time this has happened, but we were sitting in the living room and it was so wonderful. We were just sitting there, and then we all had said what we were saying, and then it went quiet for a minute. And in that quietness, we heard from the kitchen, hello. And it was exactly how my grandmother, which is my father's mother, who my grandmother also raised me, was speaking from the kitchen. And so this has happened before with my dad and I, where she has done that. She has come into the room and said hello in her traditional fashion and tone. And it was really cool because Marcella gave me the side eye because she heard it. I'm looking at Marcella and my father's like, where's my phone? Siri must be talking to me again. And I was like, Dad, it's not Siri talking to you.
No, he heard it. He heard it.
He heard it as well.
Yeah.
Now, this is a man who has many, many gifts, but he's a left brainer. So like psychic work still kind of doesn't make sense to my father. And I adore my father, but it was so funny because he heard it. But then he tried to blame it on Siri talking through his phone. But the saving grace there was his phone was actually like right next to him on his little end table. And we're looking at him and he didn't want to talk about it. But Marcella and I both knew that my grandmother came in, and she was just absolutely ecstatic that obviously that we were all together and having Sunday dinner.
Oh, I
So
can
it was
see
a
that.
really great moment,
I
you
can
know.
see that in her really wanting that. I
Yeah.
think a lot of our ancestries, our grandparents, parents that have passed really enjoy when the family gets together.
Well, that was important to my grandmother. Sunday dinner was always important as a young girl, well into my teenage years. Sunday dinner was important, and that was pre-COVID, right? Pre a lot of things, pre 9/11 as well. Like we always went to her house, maybe not every weekend, but it was a staple in our lives that we would go and have Sunday dinner together. And so I know when she came in the door, she was bursting with like emotion because it wasn't just dad and I. My daughter was there too, and Marcella was the absolute, apple of my grandmother's eye. And so it was really cool to hear her voice, and it was really cool that my dad heard it. And eventually, we'll get him around on this. I think.
I'm sure you will.
It's only taken 52 years, but we'll get him there.
I think inside he probably does get that and believes that, but it's a lot to say outwardly, maybe.
Right.
Yeah.
And being very, very left brain. My father was a nuclear engineer, and so like he is super left brain. Like if it doesn't fit into a scientific box, it's not. We're not going to talk about it. So it was very cool. It was a very great moment. How about you, Ryan? What'd you do this weekend?
Oh, let's see if I can remember. So, I always feel like it's a blur at times. There's so much going on. Yeah, so I do agree with you, Heather, though. I mean, I used to have Sunday dinners with my family as well. That was just our tradition, like ever since I was
Yeah.
a kid. And even like my mother, her family would go to, her grandparents for Sunday dinners. It was just a tradition. But yes, I can relate to that, so thank you for sharing that. Yeah, this past weekend, let's see. Basically just had band practice, so that was fun. Got to practice with my cousin Chris. Our band, Waiting for London. Oh, I guess I can officially announce this. So, our new EP, which is called Signs of Healing, will be released on July 16th.
Woohoo!
Yep.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I can
I'm
officially announce
excited.
that. Yeah. It's just an EP, so we got 5 brand new songs, but we're excited. We're also going to be performing that evening, at the Cultural District in downtown Rockville in Vernon. It's a festival called Meet on the Streets, and maybe Meet on the Street. I have to look that up. Anyway, so yes, so we're going to be performing that evening, and we'll be performing the songs from the EP as well as it'll be released. So
Oh, this is
yeah,
exciting.
yeah. So
Are you going to run it on the social media so everybody can see it and we can share it?
sure, yeah, I can
All
certainly
right.
do that.
Are we going to be able to find the music like through iTunes? Are you going to have some actual physical CDs at this meet on the streets for sale or?
Good question. Yep, all the above. So we will be selling physical copies as well as there will be versions of it on, iTunes, Amazon. I guess YouTube has our music already from other albums.
Yeah, I
So,
have you saved on Spotify.
oh yeah, Spotify. I always
I'm
forget about that.
following you on Spotify. So anytime you do any kind of activity on Spotify, it'll notify me. So
Oh,
as soon as you get it there, I'm going to be able to listen. I'm pretty
Yep.
stoked.
Yep.
that's
Yeah, we're all
awesome.
excited for it. We really are.
Yeah.
Really,
Good.
and I think you're going to have to invest in one of those ginormous calendars to keep all your engagements straight between your Artist Haven Media work, our Ready to Connect podcast, your other podcast,
Yeah.
and Waiting for London. I'm sure your agent will book you into more performances and stuff. So, yeah,
Yes. Yeah.
That's what we want.
Yeah.
Rockstar Ryan.
that's right. You have to wear a leather jacket, get some
Yeah.
sunglasses.
Oh, there you
Leather
go.
jacket. All right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah, well, if you look at his promo picture on Ready to Connect, there is him in leather.
True, true.
True.
Where
Yeah.
True,
did
but
we
I
see
think it's
him
going
in
to
the
be like
past?
80 degrees by the time Ryan performs. So I'm not sure Ryan wants to wear a leather jacket. Hey everybody, love Ready to Connect? Become a Patreon supporter for $1 a month, and that'll earn you a shout out or a credit roll.
Love Ready to Connect? Why not support us with the Ready to Connect Enthusiast tier? For $5 a month, you get exclusive content as well as power of voting on our next topics, in addition to everything you would get as a Ready to Connect supporter.
If you love Ready to Connect and you want to become a Ready to Connect insider for $10 a month, in addition to everything that you'll get in the other two tiers, you will also get a chance to be a guest on our podcast. All tiers, no matter how you choose to support Ready to Connect, you will be getting the podcast episodes a day early.
Thanks for supporting us.
Maybe for his cover photo shoot, he does.
Yeah.
True. Yes. Yes.
So, yeah. So it's exciting all around. Chris and I, we're excited just to get out there again because, in all honesty, we haven't performed in a good amount of years. So, yeah, so now we have a booking agent who's getting us some shows, and which is brand new for us as well, because usually we've been handling the majority of it. But, yeah, things are moving in a different direction, but it seems more positive, and we're excited. So.
I think the energy really kind of opened up for you guys when that producer director selected your music for some of their soundtrack of their independent movie they were doing too, right?
Yes, yeah, the movie that came out in September. I think What We Have Left or What We Left Behind. I forgot the exact name of it, but you're right. Yeah. Yeah. We have noticed like a good amount of people listening to the music from that movie as well.
Yeah, so I think with that, the energy really opened up. And I think also you and Chris deciding to do some things acoustically too, without like the full band maybe that you had before is helping with that too.
Well, I officially feel teased, Ryan, because now I want to hear it.
Well, maybe perhaps we like to release singles as well, so we'll probably pick a song as a
Otherwise,
single.
I know where you live, buddy. I'm coming over.
You're gonna come over.
You want a personal concert, please?
Yeah. Oh, okay. So, yeah.
Well, whenever we're in studio, Chris is always playing something. It might not be his instrument. He's always strumming something with his fingers.
Right. Exactly.
It looks like he's playing his bass all the time. So.
Yes. Which he did tell me the other day that is what he's doing. It like as if he has to get the rhythms out. So I found that fascinating. So, yeah. So that's the good news there. So it's exciting.
All right. Exciting. All right, Ryan, give it to us. What do you got? All
right. So I took a virtual stroll into Washington State and found a good amount of interesting stories there. So the first place in Washington State that I found is Kel's Irish Pub, or Kel's Irish Restaurant. It's a pub on Pike Place Market, and it's considered one of Seattle's most haunted spots. It's been featured on Ghost Adventures. I don't know if either of you have seen that. I have not, but I've heard that's a quite popular show. It's located in the historic Butterworth building. It's a former morgue, and it's reportedly haunted by a red-haired little girl and a former mortician named Charlie.
And it's an Irish pub.
Yes.
Like, how stereotypical, right?
Yeah.
Redhead, ginger.
I don't know about you guys, but I love an Irish pub.
Oh, absolutely. There's nothing like an Irish pub.
I love going to them. Yeah.
It's definitely
the camaraderie, right?
It's a certain kind of energy.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. It's not like the energy in some of our, ours, or even people listening local pubs. It is a very different energy pattern. But I find it interesting that there's a redhead.
Yeah, quite fitting.
Yes.
Fitting.
The location, it's served as the Butterworth and Sons morgue from 1903 to 1922.
All right, well, there's energy for you. A morgue.
Right. Basically, there's a spirit named Charlie who's seen in a large Guinness mirror wearing a derby hat. Okay, so the man in the derby hat, believed to be a former mortician. There's the little girl who's a spirit seen during the day. They're thinking maybe perhaps she was a victim of the 1918 flu pandemic. So
Um,
maybe that's what happened there, and maybe that's why her spirit's there. Staff and guests have reported seeing glasses sliding off the bar, which I feel like we've heard that somewhere else too.
It
In other
happens, I
places.
think, in quite a few haunted bars, the glasses.
Yeah. There's some whispers, cold spots, shattering mirrors. So, that was interesting.
Shattering mirrors.
7
Yeah.
years bad luck. That's no good.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, if you're superstitious, but why are the mirrors shattering? Is it because of bad pub singing, or what do we got going on there?
Right,
Bad
right,
karaoke?
right. So, this information should have been stated earlier. Anyway, the building was also used to handle victims of the 1918 flu pandemic. So that's why they're saying that her spirit
Okay.
was
Well,
there.
that would make sense
So-
why the young girl might have passed of.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
right. But you can visit the pub, just as a pub, or they have a ghost tour there, so you could go there and hear the in-depth stories about the spirits. And many guests have reported seeing, friendly yet spooky like atmosphere and spirits. This is what I found most fascinating. Spirits often appear during live music, which would be pretty cool to see that. Like maybe you're going to see a band perform, and then you see some spirits or hear them as well.
Yeah,
They're
watch
just
them do
having
a little.
fun.
Get your booking agent to book you in this place. We can all go out to Washington
Yes,
State.
we
Yeah,
can walk
exactly.
you,
Yeah.
and we can call upon the spirits to do a jig for you. Yes.
Yes. So, or sometimes they're seen in the downstairs area. So,
What are they doing downstairs?
the spirits, I don't know.
Yes.
I don't know
Yeah.
what they're doing. We'll have to go and see.
Yes. Probably a smoking area.
Oh, perhaps. Yeah. That could be something.
Probably a smoking lounge.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Lots of fun happens in the smoking lounge. Wow, that's incredible. But hey, I'm game for a good Irish bar,
Yeah.
some jigs, some reels,
Yeah.
maybe a good fiddler. You
Yeah.
can jump in. Give me enough alcohol, I'll jump in.
Sounds like it'd be quite the adventure.
I only sing in the shower, and you don't want that. You don't want to hear that. That's funny. Wow. So this young girl, does she go into the bar part, or is she kind of stationary in like one area because it was a morgue?
If you like what you're hearing and want to check out more podcasts from Artist Haven Media or are interested in recording a podcast at our studio, find out more information by visiting our website at artisthavenmedia.com.
It didn't say exactly here. Let me see if it says back here. It just says seen during the day.
Oh, even during the day.
Yeah, during
So
the day. So maybe
she's
perhaps
able to capture enough energy
Yeah.
to come and
Right.
and oh wow, okay.
Definitely a place to go visit.
Right. Right.
I love it. Does there any reports that she speaks English, or is she speaking Gaelic, or just that she died of some influenza and she's resided in the morgue ever since?
Yeah, just that she passed unfortunately during the flu pandemic of 19.
Oh.
So yeah.
Well, these are all questions we have to go and ask her. We have to get her talking,
absolutely.
right?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
No, definitely be fun, but
What a great find.
yeah.
I suspect if we ever do another round robin of the United States, we're going to have to look up, different colored hair and hats and dresses and clothing, right?
Oh, yes, that's a fantastic idea. Yeah.
The
I think there's
redhead of
also-
Colorado or something, right?
Right.
There's many, many even more ladies in different colors that we haven't even found yet.
Yeah. In our research, there was, we try to keep this to a limit, right? But like we could build a full map of, different residual energies wearing certain colors and certain, yeah.
I'd be
Well, very
intrigued.
cool find, Ryan.
Yeah.
I
So
love that.
we'll definitely have to put that on our list. Well, I think we're gonna go visit all these places, perhaps. Well, maybe most of them. Maybe maybe not all of them, but most of these places.
Yeah, there's a few on my list that I'll sit in the car or
Yep,
on the
yep.
bus or
Right,
whatever we're doing.
right. Exactly.
No place with a creepy doll for me.
Yep, yep.
No, no places with creepy dolls or clowns. Yeah, no. Anyways. And I never really had any desire to visit like a taxidermy store,
Oh, yeah,
No,
I
that's sad.
agree. I agree. Yeah, that'd be kind
I
of cool.
always feel so bad because I come from a family of hunters. I come from, a lot of my friends who hunt, and when they capture, they honor, the food that they're getting from it, but then they mount it and it's like, oh God, it's so like walking into a room with like all the dead animals on the wall. You're like, oh my God.
Hmm. No.
So,
Yeah. Understandable.
all right. Great find, Ryan.
Yeah, thanks. Second place that I found here it's Oxford Saloon. And so this is built in 1900, started out as a dry goods store before becoming a saloon, which I think we found that quite common in other areas too.
Yeah,
Started out as
yeah.
something else and it became a saloon. Later on, it became a speakeasy and a brothel. And they're saying here that, so the brothel was on the upstairs. So just putting that out there for when we talk about the specific spirits. There's a lot going on here. There was some incidents like bar fights, criminal activity, unfortunately, multiple deaths. But a spirit that you can find here his name is Henry, and he's a police officer. So I guess
Nice.
the theme that I
Oh,
have here is like helpers.
yeah, first responders, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that you'll see their spirits. So Henry is a real police officer who, unfortunately lost his life in a bar fight. So he's kind of near the basement stairs. You'll see him. There's also a spirit named Kathleen, who is the woman in purple. So,
Yeah.
yep. So she's believed to be the brothel owner. So usually you'll see her in a purple dress with bows. She's usually seen upstairs where the brothel was. There's Amelia, who was one of Kathleen's workers. They think, unfortunately, may have been murdered and was found in one of the rooms. There's a man in the bowler hat who's just a mysterious male figure seen upstairs. That's what he's described as.
We've already discussed about male spirits either being identified by the hats they wear usually.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Hat, the bowler hat, yeah.
Right. Let's see. So there's multiple spirits throughout. Common experiences that people experience here, like taps on shoulders, like glasses moving around, footsteps in empty rooms, things like that. And then the last place I uncovered is Thornwood Castle. So it's built from a 400-year-old English manor, and the castle itself was built, literally shipped from England piece by piece, and rebuilt in this area in Washington.
That's cool. That's
Yeah.
cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, so it includes I think we should definitely go visit this place. It includes 15th to 17th century stained glass.
Oh,
Ancient oak
Ugh.
woodwork, bricks from the old estate, you name
Wow.
it. But basically, the home was built as a gift from Chester Thorne to his wife Anna.
What a nice gift. Hey,
Yeah,
honey, for
that's
my anniversary, can you build me a castle?
yeah, I know, right? Yeah, I know, that'd be great. But basically, the spirits that reside here are Chester Thorne himself. He passed away in the castle, and sometimes you'll see him like walking through his old bedroom. Objects will be moved or rearranged. This one I found interesting. We've heard of lights flickering or turning on and off. However, they're saying he might be like unscrewing light bulbs.
Oh,
that,
okay.
could that be something? Like, I don't know. I found that interesting, but they're attributing that to him.
Well,
well,
the light bulbs were tight, and
Mm.
now the lights are flickering, and you find the light bulbs are loose. And if you
Mhm.
tighten back up again and they start to flicker because they're loose again, then yeah, I guess, right? What do you
There you
think?
go. Okay, that's a
What do you
good
think,
point.
Heather?
well, I mean, we used when we were talking with Gregory in studio in the early beginnings of the podcast, we were using a flashlight and letting him manipulate that energy to let us know yes or no answers. So
Right.
I don't doubt that.
True.
Like that's
Yep.
a very much a proven way to communicate with a spirit.
Mm-hmm. Could a spirit unscrew a light bulb?
Well, I mean, there is such thing as telekinesis, right? There's
True.
telekinesis where objects can be moved if they can gather, if a spirit can gather enough energy,
Mm-hmm.
they could use the telekinesis to unscrew that light bulb. I mean,
Hmm.
They
there
move
is no limit
candlesticks,
to that.
right? They move candlesticks, they
That's
move
true.
dishes, they shut doors.
True.
I
The
mean,
bulb moving on the floor.
True.
and actually the flashlight technique is the movement of to screw and unscrew, right?
Mm.
The
Right.
part that touches the battery. So that's sort
Mhm.
of like the same motion of a light bulb.
Yeah.
True. That's a good point. Yeah, I found that fascinating, so I had to ask you both about that because I didn't know about the light bulbs, but it makes sense. And then also his wife, her spirit is still in there too. So she's known as the Lady in White. Usually wearing like a white dress. Usually she'll just be sitting by a window seat looking out at the garden or appearing in mirrors behind guests. I don't know if that is creepy or not. I don't know. But she's also associated with like piano sounds at night. So that's interesting.
You play the piano, right, Ryan?
Yeah. Yep.
So that would probably be very cool if your clairaudient auditory picked that up. Like, we definitely need to do this road trip. Like, we got to figure out, hey, listeners, we need funding. We need to come see you.
We need a sponsor to sponsor us to do the Haunted America road trip to visit the place.
Right.
I definitely want Ryan to sit at that piano that one lady ghost would slam finger
Oh,
slam.
no, yeah, we don't want to hurt his fingers. Yeah.
Take one, pull your fingers back quick and see what happens.
Right. Exactly.
Pull it back quick. Yeah.
Exactly. Yep. I know, we'll have to figure that one out. So yeah, there's a child by the lake, believed to be a young girl who may have drowned in the area. Basically, you'll see her standing alone by the water. And then lastly, there's a phantom party. So guests and owners have described seeing and hearing a full, like 1920s style party with music, laughter, glasses clinking, you name it. And then it's just very briefly, but then it disappears.
Okay, so this is so interesting because the same kind of spirit experience happens in one of the ones I researched too.
Okay.
Parties on the West Coast, baby.
Apparently. Yeah. So that's what I found in the Washington area. Let's see. Lisa, you want to go next?
Yeah, sure. We'll go down to Oregon. That's where I centered my research on. And we're going to go to the Eastern Oregon area of Baker City, where you will find the Geyser Grand Hotel. And it is considered quite an opulent hotel. It's known for its 4-story clock tower, mahogany columns, crystal chandeliers that were imported from Italy.
Oh,
And of
wow.
course, this hotel is going to have ghosts, right?
Yeah.
Originally, this hotel was built in 1889 and it went by the name of Hotel Warschauer. Okay. At this time in 1889, Baker City was in the middle of the gold rush. So it was home to an opera house, many banks, and it boasts streets that were wide enough to U-turn the largest mule team stagecoaches.
Wow.
I guess there were some streets and towns that you couldn't turn the stagecoach around. So this one you could. So it obviously Baker City attracted many people from all over the country because of the gold rush. And John Geyser, who was a Swiss immigrant, was one of those people. He made his fortune in investing in gold mines. And then in 1900, John Geyser's son, Albert Geyser, purchased the hotel and renamed it the Geyser Grand Hotel. And as the story goes, for many of these places, time passes on and the building gets into disrepair. And by the 1990s, a hotel building was not just an eyesore, but it was also a safety hazard. So it was put on the list to be demolished for a parking lot. But before that happened, Barbara and Dwight Sidway were approached to save it. So apparently this is a husband-wife team that does a lot of refurbishing or what's the word I want for when you take an old dilapidated building and make it better? Historic. There's a word for that. Anyway, and they decided that they were going to do it. And the reason they decided they were going to do it is because of the architecture of Baker City. It is known as the largest intact 19th century streetscape in the American West.
Wow.
And because of that, and because of Barbara's interest in architecture and history, I guess she's quite the geek for it, she said, let's do it. Let's save this building. So they went in, they bought the hotel in 1993, and they began a several-year, multi-million-dollar renovation. That's the word I was looking for. They renovated. And the restored hotel then opened up in December 31st, 1996, with 30 rooms, including the third-floor cupola suite of room 302. And as you can imagine, and we've talked about this before, whenever you renovate something, what's going to happen? It stirs up paranormal activity, right? And this is no different. And whether the apparitions of Geyser Grand Hotel, they started appearing in 1997 during this renovation process. Maybe they were overjoyed that the hotel was being brought to life. Who knows? And it is surmised that some of the entities of the hotel are likely ghosts of people who died in accidents and tragedies of the hotel. So it's interesting. There have been different kinds of stories of different experiences there. If you were to ask any hotel staffer it is boasted today, nearly every single one of them has at least one spooky experience to tell you about, which you don't know that. You get some people like, yeah, I heard the story, but I haven't had anything happen.
Yeah.
In fact, Barbara Sidway herself had one strange experience when she and her husband stayed overnight during the renovation process. She said she woke up in the middle of the night and she heard a party, like a dozen or more people, glasses clinking, music going on. And thinking that people had broken into the unopened hotel, she woke her husband. He searched the building. He found no one. Okay. Months later, an old bartender in the hotel says, well, have you heard them yet? And the bartender goes to explain how there are ghosts that like to party late at night. And when you open the door, the music and the laughter stops. And apparently she described exactly what Barbara Sidway was hearing.
Wow.
Wow.
So this is something that you can experience at the Geyser Grand Hotel. Here are some other things that happened. There is official documents that show that a chef had tragically died there in the Geyser Grand. This is kind of gruesome, so I apologize for this, but a dumbwaiter came down upon him and crushed him without warning. Apparently, it could have, like, his head.
Wow.
Yep. So his ghost appears in his chef uniform, but with no head.
Wow.
And the chef is one of the less friendly spirits of the hotel. He's known to slam doors as well as throw pots and pans. Some believe he's still angry about his death.
I'd be angry too, man.
One time, a crate of glasses levitated through the air and then came crashing down onto the floor. This event was witnessed by the living chef of the hotel, who blamed the ghost chef for the terrifying event. So I want to know, did that really happen, or did the living chef drop the crate of glasses and blame it on the pathetic ghost? I don't know, but still, right?
Yeah, can you imagine that? Like, oh, no, it was the ghost that did that.
Yeah, I'm just going to blame the ghost on him. I mean, no reason not to doubt him, I guess.
Sure.
Is an unknown male entity that roams the hotel, and some say this is a ghost of a cowboy who was shot at the Geyser Grand during its early days. He did get justice for his death as his murder was caught, tried, and convicted, which later led to the very first murder conviction in Baker City. That's interesting. There are a number of female ghosts who haunt the hotel. There is a lady in blue.
Nice.
Yeah, she's spotted on the staircase in her beautiful Victorian era dress and long black hair. It's unmistakable when you see her. There's a spirit of a young woman who dwells in the hotel's basement, and sometimes she's spotted on the third floor. She's said to travel all over the hotel, but no one is quite sure who she is. And then there's another female ghost who's wandering the halls of the hotel in a purple dress, and is said to be from the 1930s. She is well known for her outgoing, friendly demeanor. And then there's a balcony that's above the Palm Court dining room. And that's also a hot spot for haunts. where you can see some flapper women of the 1920s.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And they're reported to just be people watching from the second floor banister. It's interesting. But probably the most haunted part of this hotel is room 302. And 302 is the entity that's reported there is to be the former owner, Maybelle Geyser, who lived in the room during her life. She admires jewelry of guests and is known to move it about the room. She also makes her presence known by knocking on walls and even appearing to guests. When she was alive, she had her own chair reserved in the downstairs bar, by the way. And for a period of time, after she had died, anyone who dared sit in her spot was pinched by her cold fingers.
Oh, wow.
But since the reopening, she probably mellowed a bit. She doesn't do this very much anymore. Maybe the chair that she used to sit is no longer there. I don't know. And then the other haunted spot in this hotel is room 203. And this is where one of you two will need to stay because most of the hauntings of this room are auditory. Um, they hear loud music, disembodied voices and laughter, and unexplained bangs coming from an otherwise empty room.
Okay.
So, yeah, this is a historic hotel, and it's definitely earned its reputation of one of the most haunted places in Oregon. It attracts many psychics, paranormal investigators, even film crews to go out there. So I thought that was an interesting place we can stay. But one of the places I want to go to, if we go to Oregon, is the Hasidah Head Lighthouse because they have a lady in gray. They have a gray lady.
Oh, wow. Is that the first gray one?
It could no,
No.
we had one before because
Okay.
it's a different push pin on the map for gray.
I was
So,
just gonna say when we were doing the push pins, you had to go buy one separate pack that had gray push
gray in
pins
it,
in it,
and it's
just
like
for
a
that one.
ginormous gray ball amidst all the smaller colored ones. But yes, so the gray lady, it's basically a wispy gray figure that floats down the hallway. And so the way the stories go is that the Hasidah Head Lighthouse, it's by the way, it's north of Florence, and it's a very, very pleasant looking Queen Anne style house with a red roof. And
Right.
it overlooks the craggy rock, and of course the Pacific Ocean that pounds against those rocks. And it's been there for more than a century. From 1894, when the lighthouse first opened or became operational, until the early 1960s, it housed the men who kept the lighthouse running and their families. It then served as a military barracks in World War II and as a satellite Lane Community College in Eugene from 1970 to 1995. But since then, it's been operating as a bed and breakfast
Hmm.
and with room for 15 guests, but 16 if you count the resident gray lady ghost known as Rue, R-U-E. Now, this is an interesting story. There is no account because they didn't keep records of the family of the men who were the lighthouse keepers, just the names of the men who were the keepers. But many of them had families that lived there with them. So it's believed that she's the wife of one of these lighthouse keepers, but they don't know her name. The way they got her name, this is interesting. She's been called that for decades, ever since a group of the Lane Community College students kind of did a Ouija board night and they asking questions and the board, I guess they asked, what's your name? And the board spelled out R-U-E.
Huh.
So she's been known as Rue ever since then. She doesn't do anything scary or harmful, nothing threatening. It's almost like she's watching over the place, kind of watching the house, and she's looking for her daughter. So the theory is that Rue was a light keeper's wife. Again, like I say, the records can't confirm because they don't keep those kinds of records. But Rue had two daughters, and one of them drowned. Um, and there's an unmarked grave on the hill which remains undisturbed, and that's probably where this daughter or is buried. It's unclear if she drowned in the ocean or in the cistern of the lighthouse. So,
Oh.
um, yeah, probably the most startling or jarring encounter with Rue was reported in 1975. There was a workman who was cleaning a window in the house attic and noticed an odd reflection in the glass. So you mentioned, like, would it be creepy to see somebody in a mirror when you look at it? Well, he thought it was creepy to see this reflection in the glass that he was cleaning. because he swung around and then saw the apparition of Rue, this gray lady, wearing a late Victorian style gown. According to his report, he fled the house and he didn't return for several days. When he returned to work on the house's exterior, he refused to go into the attic. He accidentally broke an attic window when he was cleaning it from the outside, so he repaired it from the outside, but left the broken glass on the attic floor because he wouldn't go in there. That night, the house caretakers heard scraping sounds in the attic. They said it sounded like someone who was sweeping up broken glass, and the next morning when they went up there, they found all the glass was swept into a neat pile.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
That's a major telekinesis could though happen in there for her to be able to. Well, I mean, it's a lighthouse, so it is using the energy of the ocean, the ebb and flow of the ocean, the energy of the lighthouse. I mean, it could happen. I mean,
Exactly.
there's a lot of energy there, and not to mention everything else to make that run. So it's not beyond the belief that she was able to use telekinesis and sweep that up.
Well, we've also had other reports and accounts, even in our bonus content, with the old state capitol here in Hartford, where all those deaths were moved, right?
Right.
Yeah, it can happen. One guest that stayed at the bed and breakfast recalled that she and her husband were relaxing in the parlor one afternoon, and she saw the gray figure float across the hallway near the base of the stairs to the second floor bedrooms. Another guest who stayed overnight in the Cape Cove room 5 years ago, or whatever years ago, wrote about her encounter with Rue in the notebook. So they keep a notebook of ghost stories. I think that's interesting.
That's cool.
Yeah. She said she was awakened at 4:30 a.m. and felt a presence climb into the bed beside her for a couple of hours. These are her words. This is interesting. Need I say, I feel strange about this experience, but in a way honored. Concerned, but not harmed, is what she wrote. Many guests notice items in the rooms being moved or rearranged when no one has been in the room. In some cases, items go missing only to be returned later. The manager of the bed and breakfast says things don't go missing for long. If anything, it's been moved in their room and usually stays in the room. And then there are reports of hearing things move in the attic, like scraping sounds up above, moving around the attic. So I think that would be a cool place to stay.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You know? And then the last place is the McMenamins, MENAMINS, McMenamins Edgefield in Portland, Oregon. And it's located on a scenic Halsey Street, and it's one of Portland's most haunted hotspots, apparently. So the structure itself dates back to 1911. During that time, the counties that were within Oregon began to suffer from overwhelming amount of poverty. Families affected suffered from sickness, lack of affordable housing, and other issues. Rather than letting all of these families gather in the streets, the state decided to create a territorial legislature, which meant that each county was responsible for its homeless population. And so this is where the idea of poorhouses came into play. At poorhouses, whole families were expected to follow a strict schedule and work manual jobs or face punishment from church officials, apparently. These farms started to become common in the West around the start of the 19th century. They often produced corn, wheat, they kept livestock to sustain the poorhouses population. And the state laws continued this tradition for many years until the Social Security Act came into being in 1935, when many of these former poorhouses fell into disrepair. Over time, these farms disappeared by 1950. So all these conditions and the horrors that were faced during this property's time as a poorhouse left really heavy energy here. And restless spirits that will continue to habit this area. So this area, it was quite extensive as a farm. It grew to 345 acres. It had a main lodge, outbuildings, dairy, piggery. At one time, it housed 211 inmates, which they later called residents. So it was also used, I guess, for prisoners. The farm concept of it was gradually abandoned, and a lot of the buildings in the area was let go and destroyed, but they kept the main structure. And the McMenamins brother purchased the land and its buildings. They restored them, the buildings that were left, they restored them, creating a recreational area. So today the land features a movie theater, garden, golf course, and concert area, and is even rentable for weddings.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Why, you know somebody getting married?
I do. I think they have all their plans set. But so the main building that was preserved has a lot of activity in it. So when the McManus brothers purchased it and bought the property, they performed what was called a spirit cleansing to get rid of any lingering entities because they could feel the energy. And during the cleansing, they found animal bones in room 215, which had been arranged in the shape of a pentagram. So because of that, many people are not surprised to feel strange energy in that building. Let's see. So there are stories of unmarked graves dotting the property, one of which tells of a new mother whose child passed away from chickenpox. The mother and child are reportedly buried on the property, and it seems that even after death, they are still there. So let's see. Some of the things that happen. See, the mother herself can be heard as a spirit up on the upper floors of this place where you can stay. You can hear her calming her crying child. The staff report that she sings nursery rhymes almost every night at midnight. The rhymes commented by one guest were soothing. Most guests and staff seem to be completely at ease with this mother ghost because she's very pleasant. She just wants to sing her child to sleep. One visitor to this place reported to staff that she felt watched and followed, and soon after they both heard a disembodied voice scream, "Get out!" to her. She went, "Get out." I mean, yep, okay, see you later, bye.
Right.
Other visitors report feeling unseen hands pushing against their shoulders, back, and chest. Guests hear whispers when no one is around, and some people have even been violently pushed as they make their way throughout the building. So, I mean, this makes sense. If this was a poorhouse that was really had inmates in it as well, quote unquote residents, that there might be some unsavory people there, and they might be prone to like, let me get what I can get and push you out of the way or whatever.
Right, right.
Yeah. Of course, others report smelling flowery perfume, which many believe belongs to the ghost of an elderly woman who passed away at the facility. When it was a poorhouse, others report seeing a small child racing down the hallway at all hours of the day. And when guests approach the child and ask where his parents are, he will just vanish. There's a ghostly nurse, a woman in 1960s area clothing appearing as a nurse has been seen walking the hallways and vanishing. Yep. And of course, room 215 is the most active room. This is where those animal bones were found. The entity there is often reported rearranging guest clothing, tossing items around the room, and throwing them out the window.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, could you imagine being outside and seeing something come out the window?
Yeah. And not seeing someone actually throw, I don't know. That's interesting. Okay.
I guess the elderly woman that has that flowery perfume, guests who have seen her report that she's in a patterned dress and slippers, and she wakes them up by tapping them on the shoulder. Yeah. So 3 different places that we can go explore and stay at in Portland, Oregon, but that lighthouse sounds pretty cool to me.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. That sounds awesome.
All of them do. So what'd you find in Nevada, Heather?
Oh boy, beneath the neon glow of Las Vegas, huh? And silence of forgotten mining towns. That's what I found. Just found these layers of history of violence and love and a lot of unfinished business. It seems like that's happening and down there in Nevada. Nevada has hauntings rooted in really 3 different powerful forces. One is the Wild West violence of mining deaths, which started in the 1800 boom towns. Then you had the mob controlled Vegas era. So, hey Ryan, you want to bring us in with a Rat Pack song? I don't know. Little Frankie.
Yeah.
But of course, the mob was very controlling of Vegas, era between 1940 to right up to the 1970s, and most likely even currently, right? With hidden crimes. And then you have this layering of like the isolation of desert towns, and where all that energy just kind of lingers and just keeps getting covered up with history.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but did you find in your research that Nevada was also an area that people went to for gold mining or silver mining too?
Well, I kept it general, the Wild West kind of feeling, because the Wild West was full of violence. And I mean, obviously the mining deaths of all these boom towns that tried to survive over, there in the 1800s. And then it was stories that brought residual energy where it wasn't interacting with anybody. It was just like this replaying trauma. And then there was a lot of stories with intellectual energy where the spirits are interacting and responding. But it just feels like Nevada is very much considered a highly active paranormal, experience, no matter where you go, because of its layered past. My first thought or my first research was the Overland Hotel and Saloon, and I apologize to anybody that lives down here. I don't know if it's Pioche or Pioche, Pioche. The Wild West violence started here in the 1800s, and this is an old mining town. And it is said that come dusk, you will see shadow figures walking about the streets. You will see her voices chatting and, loud voices from the saloons, then like walking about. It is even said when you go to this Overland Hotel and Saloon that you may feel, and they didn't give any specific rooms in the research, but it is said that some people have left the hotel in the middle of the night because of the physical sensation of being smothered. I'm good with that. We don't need to go here.
Yeah.
Heck no.
Definitely not. But it seems that this saloon and hotel clearly document that it is very intelligent hauntings. And it is also documented that this Pioche has one of the highest murder rates per capita in the Old West. So reports are still coming out of this area from as early as the 1800s all the way up into today, 2026. You can go there. It is open to visitors. And but I don't know if this is where I'm going to start, just because I don't really want to be smothered. It's kind of not my thing.
I did look up, you pronounce it Pioche.
Okay, thank you.
Even though it comes from French, meaning something like pickaxe, they don't use the French like a brioche kind of thing. They use the CH sound. I just looked it up.
Yeah. Thank you for looking that up.
Well, maybe it might be like Pioche,
It could be, right. But I don't know if we really want to go to the highest murder capita of the Old West. So
I can skip it.
We might pass on that one. Of course, being Las Vegas, like especially up here in Connecticut, New York, whatever, you're always hearing about, the Rat Pack, the mob energy. And obviously Las Vegas has an extremely high tie to all of that energy. So I did some digging, and it appears that the Rat Pack energy really kind of where glamour is meeting like darkness and spirit and whatnot in Las Vegas on Fremont Street. And it is recorded from as early as 1940s to up to the 1970s. And even now, there are stories coming from Fremont Street, and it is said that you will go into the different hotels, the different saloons, the different, businesses that reside on Fremont Street, and you will see mob-like figures. You will hear performers of the Rat Pack performing. Obviously, even though they're not, obviously anybody performing as the Rat Pack now are all, what do you call them? Not imitate, they're imitators, right? Like,
Yeah.
Impersonators.
Cover bands.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Impersonators.
Impersonators, not just Elvis, right?
Right.
But the cool thing is people report that they hear or see just people, deceased random victims, and how can you not tie that to like mob activity, right? People say you can be sitting perfectly still and the air's not moving and you can smell cigarette and cigar smoke, and when you go into empty rooms the voices will greet you. When you sit in certain rooms and throughout the whole street you'll feel watched, and it's extremely intelligent. Like people talk, the accounts were too much to sit here and name out every single one, but this is all acquainted with mob activity, which obviously mob activity included murders and lots of hidden burials in the desert area. And it's still ongoing, right? It's still ongoing. People say the most notable locations on Fremont Street were the El Cortez Hotel, which I think there's like scary movies about El Cortez, right? And so the El Cortez Hotel and Casino, which was mob owned and still very active. There's also lots of reports from the Westgate Las Vegas Resort, which was actually linked to Elvis Presley. And people to this day say that you will catch Mr. Presley sightings. And for how long now? There was always that if you got into a spiritual conversation about Elvis, like, did he really die? Did he do this? Like there's always been that circulation that he was able to disappear. I remember somebody at one party telling me about how Elvis just turned into a big fat man and nobody recognized him. I hear like weird rumors, you know what I mean? But there is this is definitely where the Rat Pack energy lives, and it's really a lot of glamour laid over like a lot of murderous secrets. So I found that fascinating. Then I moved off, get out of the Rat Pack kind of thing. Because
have you guys ever been to Las Vegas?
I have been to Vegas, yes.
I have too. All three of us have been to Vegas.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
I want to go back to see a cabaret show. Like I would love to go back and just go for the shows like you did, Lisa. You had gone and you saw a show. And how about you, Ryan?
We went to Wizard of Oz, saw the Spheres, magic show. But before then, I went there with my nephew on our cross-country trip. And we stayed at a hotel. We did, we walked around, obviously, like the boulevard and stuff to see different things. But we also went to that pawn store that was on TV. What was it called? The pawn?
Oh, pawn shop.
Yeah, but what was it? Yeah, with the Haas, not Haas. That's a different. Yeah. And I think Fremont Street was near that pawn shop, but I'm not sure.
Most likely.
Yeah,
I know what you're talking about. Is that even still on? I know the grandfather or the father died. The grandfather died. I don't know.
I would tell you though, I walked into that pawn store and I was thinking, because of you see it on TV, it was so tiny.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They make it look so huge, but it was so tiny, you could barely get around in it. Yeah. Anyway, where did you go, Ryan, in Las Vegas?
Oh, I was a kid when we went, so I don't remember much, but I know that we saw like a magic show and an Elvis impersonator, and that's the extent of my memory of Las Vegas because I don't remember much.
Yeah.
But I just remember it being like very bright. very busy, and then that's that.
Yeah.
The shows are fun. I don't get too much into the gambling. Sometimes it's fun, but the shows are fun.
Yeah, I'm not a gambler, so definitely it was more. It's always been about like the shows and
Yeah.
the fantastic shows you can catch and whatnot. So one of the places that's known for being cursed is the Luxor Hotel, which is on the Las Vegas Strip. It opened in 1993, and the Luxor Hotel has so many links to different strange deaths, just linked to the building. It is said that the Luxor Hotel has hosts a Titanic exhibit, and so when that Titanic exhibit is there, you can feel the ghost of the Titanic. Which I'm not opposed to that theory, just because I know that the Titanic exhibit has gone through Boston and Hartford and several areas, and when you do go to these exhibits, you can feel that heaviness, and you can also feel the lightness, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
I actually went to that exhibit when it was in
Oh, you
Boston.
did?
Yeah, and I think it was in Boston. And maybe it was New York, I can't remember. But yeah, it was just quite you're correct. It's like you can feel it. It's an array of energy and emotions in that one room. So, yeah.
Absolutely. And some of it was really uplifting because some of the items, that's the energy it presented. Like there was that one piece, it was like a hair comb of, I don't know, the multi-million-dollar oil person. I don't remember the names, but like you look at that comb and you could actually visualize this beautiful, woman putting that comb in her hair. And then came that overwhelming of sadness, right? Because she lost her life. And so, so I can completely be on board that when the Luxor is obviously hosting the Titanic exhibit, you are going to get a mixed residual energy. You're going to get some intelligent energy coming off some of those items. But going back over into the Luxor has many, many documented deaths as this hotel or casino is being built. They say that when the Luxor was building the pyramid and within the hotel or casino, many people had a problem with this, and so there's this lingering energy that this pyramid within the hotel casino has this very entombing feeling. Like people feel very imprinted with the objects.
Okay.
It's like it gathers them in.
Yeah.
And it's very widely discussed because apparently you can go in there and there's a percentage of us people who are feelers, seers, hearers, just know things, right? Using all their clairs. And then you have the people who just choose not to use any of their psychic senses. So it's always constantly highly discussed about this, entombing feeling of the pyramid. And of course, there is not only is it shaped like a pyramid, but internally of the Luxor, there's a King Tut exhibit.
Oh.
And
Fun.
It's fun. Yeah.
Wow.
But they say that the reason why the King Tut has this residual intellectual energy is because everybody brought it there. And so it's like, it's become intellectual. It's become residual. It's become active because we as the people brought that spirit energy because that's what they want to see or hear or feel or taste, whatever. Right.
Interesting.
I found that very interesting that not only are you bringing the Titanic energy into this hotel, but now you have people saying, oh, it's so lifelike that they're actually bringing ghosts there. They're bringing the spirits there.
Wow.
That's cool, right?
Yeah. That's really cool.
Sure.
Wow.
So, yeah. And of course, you can still go there today. It's a major tourist hotel. I don't know if it didn't have any stories about the rooms actually being haunted, so we don't need to stay there. But I would love to be definitely immersed in like the beliefs and disbeliefs and how people have brought that Egyptian energy into this hotel. And it is said that King Tut is, definitely brought its Egyptian presence. And I remember pre-COVID, I know how we, separate this out now,
right? And pre-closed, yeah.
Pre 9/11, whatever. There was a Egyptian show going through Boston, Hartford, and whatnot. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, COVID shut it down. But there was a lot of mysterious information, spiritual information that was coming from that. And so hopefully the Wadsworth or one of our major museums in the, within the Northeast maybe brings that exhibit back. Because I think that is something we can definitely jump in the car and go down and report on. So keep eye on that for us.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So now we have to bring our Lady in Red in. Lady in Red. Yay. And Our Lady in Red is seen in the historical hotels. She doesn't gather in one particular hotel. She was a lady of the night, and she is seen by people going in and out of certain hotels in the doorways of the historical hotels that I was talking about, earlier. And people who encounter her step back for a second because she does appear so real instead of just ghostly. And it is said that she was murdered or believed to be murdered, and she was a heartbroken spirit. And she comes and appears to you and then vanishes. It is also said that the Lady in Red walks with the Lady in White on the desert roads.
Wow,
so we have a Lady in Red and a Lady in White.
Nice.
And they are also said to be seen walking on the highways near ghost towns together, outskirts of obviously Vegas. And they're both
besties.
They're besties. Is that going to be you and me,
Heather? When we're going to be walking around, you could be the one in red because you like red so much.
I was just going to say that. That's us, right? We're going to be walking around.
That's incredible that you can see both of them like at the same time. That's really cool.
That's what the reports are saying. But it gets even better. It's not only a lady in red and a woman in white, but it's a woman in black as well.
Oh, I was hoping for blue to be red, white, and blue. Okay.
Wow. Now that would be truly American, right?
Yeah, there you go.
But it is said that all three ladies have tragically lost in their lives. They were ladies of the night. And the woman in black is mourning the loss of her life, the loss of not ever succeeding beyond what her profession was. I'm being polite. Apparently she didn't want to be a hooker all her life. And who does,
I mean, who does, really? I mean,
At some point the body says, I'm not sexy anymore. So.
Or I'm tired. It says I'm tired.
Yeah. Exactly. So we have the lady in red, the lady in white, and the lady in black who...
Do they walk all together, the three of them?
They walk together. They go through the Vegas hotels. They go down. Man.
I hope they're intelligent because I want them to do the Wizard of Oz sachet, in the movie around the sphere that's showing was that'd be cool. We're off to see.
Yes. No, the people who are reporting of these three ladies say if you make eye contact with them, they will interact with you.
Oh, they're intelligent. Cool.
So they are known to also go outskirts of the Vegas area, the Fremont Street and whatnot, and over into the cemeteries together, which the way I saw it on the map, it looks like you have that strip of Vegas and then you just go right on like a block over. It feels a lot like Atlantic City where like it's regular people, it's minor towns, it's cemeteries, right? Yeah, definitely. So we need to go. We need to walk through outside a little bit of Vegas here. And apparently we need to make eye contact. And between the three of us, I'm positive we can make some eye contact.
Seems like a good goal. We can
It
accomplish
is a
that.
good goal.
We can do that.
I'm watching you.
It's achievable. We can do that.
Yes. But yeah, I found that fascinating that these ladies have banded together and they are the ladies of our nights and extremely intellectual. Extremely. They know those streets better than the locals, I'm sure. But yeah. And the last notable place I hit on was Zach Baggins Haunted Museum. It is sad that and also the Clown Motel of Tonopah Cemetery. We're not going there.
Heather doesn't do clowns.
Oh,
I don't do
right.
clowns.
You don't do clowns.
No.
Okay. And no
Ryan,
dolls.
you don't do clowns either, right? Yeah.
I'm
Kinda
cool
just
with clowns.
depends. It depends.
I'm cool with clowns unless it's a clown doll. No creepy
Okay.
dolls.
We don't need a mixture.
It's a whole motel of clowns. No.
Wow. Okay. That's interesting. Okay. Creepy
No.
clowns or like happy
No.
clowns? Like
Living clowns or ghost clowns or
I
just
mean-
clown dolls? What are they?
Well, apparently this clown motel is built next to the Tonopah Cemetery. And it's a huge burial ground that is known for apparitions, shadow figures, even another lady in red. Yeah, we're in it. Apparently, you'll feel people touching you, whispering in your ear.
do the clowns
No
make
thanks.
jokes? I mean,
No. Lisa,
I'm looking it up right now.
you are.
is this a burial ground for clowns? Like what? No,
Start
no,
at
just
seven-
kidding. Just kidding.
Rooms start at $77.50, and I can get 10% off using Summer 26 code. Oh my God, look at this. Oh my God.
Yeah, right? You're
Okay, the
looking at it?
lobby, I don't know if you can see this, but the lobby has a big clown doll,
yeah,
and
no.
it has shelves upon shelves of clown dolls
Okay, yeah,
No.
that's might be a bit too much.
in the
It's-
lobby. Wait.
But not only that, there's a giant clown like right outside the building, like trying to
Wow.
suck you
But,
in.
but that's not scary, that clown. That's like what you see in a, amusement park. But
It's got clowns all over the building. It's no.
I'm booking a room for us. We're gonna go.
Oh my God. No. Even right, like if you look at the imageries, like even in your room, there's like giant clown pictures over your bed and stuff. Oh, forget about it.
Oh my God. Look at this picture. I don't know if you can see it, but it's an evil clown.
Yes. Yeah, no.
Yeah, the evil
It's
clowns
this
might be a bit too
picture
much.
of like, I don't know.
Staring at you as you sleep.
Yeah, that might
No.
be a bit too much.
It's too
See,
much.
I didn't know, are we going to be seeing spirits of clowns? Like, what's going on here? But it looks like there's actual, like,
Who's going to
clown
the clown
dolls.
hotel?
You got your clown statues, clown
Yeah,
posters.
but
Okay, that's
if you
what's going on.
imagine like being in there and like this clown figure at the bottom of the bed in the middle of the no, it's just not happening.
There's a clown woman looking in the refrigerator.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, I think that's a whole special, unique group. No, I'd rather go
Yeah.
to the Zach Baggins Haunted Museum versus
All right. Okay.
yeah, no,
heard of-
I'm not. We're just not doing it. Well, I mean, we'll throw you in there, Lisa, if you want us to. We'll come back in
I
the
need to see
morning.
it. I need to see it. I don't have to stay there, but man, I want to see it. I don't know
Yeah.
that you have so many dolls in that lobby and everything. I mean, you know me and creepy dolls. We talked about this. The first creepy doll that Ryan brought to us on a Haunted America. I can't remember where it was. It was under glass or something, and it'll move, whatever. And I'm like,
is it
I'm out.
Robert the doll.
Robert the doll. That's right. And he would move. Yeah, no, I'm out with that. But I don't know. What a weird concept.
But yeah, I mean, they were saying like, when you're staying at this clown hotel, like don't provoke, don't challenge. And I'm telling you, I wouldn't provoke or challenge, because if a ghost clown, even if a clown alive touched me, I'm gonna freak out. Like,
You know,
I'm gonna spook out. So
it's a
like,
it's a weird concept for a hotel because so many people have clown phobias, right? And
yeah,
there's so many horror movies out there with what is it called, the It or whatever, with the clown that's in the grate of the sewer or whatever. I don't know. And that, I mean, horror stories, unless you're a horror flick aficionado or lover, I mean, who's going to want to stay at a clown hotel with all those many phobias? And
yeah.
then with all the creepy dolls in the lobby, people, I mean, I wouldn't say that just because there's dolls there. I mean, they're clown dolls, but still.
No, it's just not happening.
Oh, I want to see it though.
I don't need any of our listeners to send us any creepy clown imagery or dolls. No, it's just not going to happen. And anybody wants to stay there for us, we'll happily drop you off and pick you back up in the morning and just record everything, please, because I'm not into that. I'd rather go talk to the prostitutes.
Me too. To be honest, me too. I think we should wear red, white, and black when we go try to look for him too.
Exactly.
What are you doing? We're just patrolling the streets looking for the hookers. You know, the ghost hookers.
Dead hookers.
Dead hookers.
The spirit hooker.
He's sitting there blushing. He's just like, I don't know.
Oh man. But yeah, so it definitely really much is enriched, and like, you know, these horrible mining stories, and just the amount of lives that were taken building Las Vegas, right? Just turning a desert into like a functional city. It's, yeah, I mean, it's incredible where they were able to pull off engineering, and to this day it just keeps growing, right? It's spectacular. So that was a lot of fun, but you know, leaving you off on the creepy clown note, I think I'd still rather hear Ryan sing some form of Rat Pack song than a creepy clown. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, so definitely, if anybody listening from the Vegas or Nevada area, we'd love to hear any other stories that are out there that maybe we didn't capture, or some of the other states that we have, you know, investigated. There's always stories that don't get captured into our investigative work, and sometimes those small local stories are incredible to hear. So encouraging all of you to engage with us.
Yeah, maybe even come join us on our live taping event on May 4th.
Yes.
From 6 to 8 at the Millbrook Place in Coventry. You can find the event and register for it on the Artist Haven Media website or the Serenity Grove Wellness Center website. Come out and see us. It's free. Come share a story or two. That'd be nice. I found the affirmations.
Oh.
These are the ones that are actually in the vase jar at the studio.
There you go.
That I put onto the cardboard and cut apart for us. But so I found actually there were 3 that I couldn't choose from. So maybe it's because either one of us or someone in listening needs to hear one of these. So I'm going to give them all to you.
Okay.
The first one is I have an issue with Odin.
Your cat is helping.
Wanting to get on the computer and be part of the podcast. Odin, not right now, buddy.
Odin's like, Mommy, it's 71 out. I want to go outside. I want to go outside. I want to go outside.
Exactly what he's saying. Exactly what he's saying.
Look at him looking at her.
Yeah. Yeah, he's ready.
Okay. So this one I think is probably for me or anyone, stop Odin, like me. Here it is. You are never too old to set another goal or to dream a new dream. And that is so true.
Oh, I love that. That's so beautiful.
I think there's a lot of people who feel like maybe time has already passed us by, or why should I bother? Even if you're retired or however old you are, you're never too old to set a new goal or dream a new dream. Here's another one that popped out that I feel needs to be said. Someone must need to hear this. Problems are not stop signs. They are guidelines.
That's true.
Piece of advice. And then this one, things do not happen. Things are made to happen.
That's a good one.
So you might have the opportunity, but you have to make that opportunity happen for you.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And you know what? It is very true. All three of those were very much needed to be heard.
Yeah. Some people feel manifestation is you just put it out there and wait for it to fall in your lap. Things just don't happen like that. They will happen, but you have to do your part to make them happen. So,
absolutely.
That's true.
Yeah. And on that note, Odin is saying, "This is enough, Mom. Put my collar on and let's go outside." So on that note, we'll check in next week and connect with you all then. So let's get ready to connect next week. Well, we do the last 3 states of our Haunted America series. Can you believe it's coming to an end?
No.
Yeah, I don't know. It's been quite the journey, and I can only imagine what type of series we'll do next.
Let's put a poll out there to our Patreon subscribers to see. We'll give them a couple topics that were given to us at the fair and see which one direction we should go with next.
And we'll let you know.
We'll let you know.
Until then, be well, be safe. See you same time next year.
Thank you for tuning in to Ready to Connect. If you're interested in exclusive behind-the-scenes content, be sure to like, share, and follow us on social media by searching for Ready to Connect Podcast on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. And for those looking to further support our podcast, consider subscribing to our Patreon at patreon.com/readytoconnectpodcast. And until next time, get ready to connect.